Hello all, my name is Eric Targot and welcome back to a new tutorial for the GAC system, the Great Animation Combo System. As of version 1.1, I have introduced the Activator setup menu. You can now set up basic events just using this menu here. Let me go over all the changes here. With the new version 1.1, I've moved the activators into a global activators instead of having them as specific. It works out perfectly for the system. Just to make sure you back up your projects before updating, and from version 1, because it might break your combos. Just be prepared, and I apologize for it right now. But with how intuitive the menu is, you should be able to simply set up your combos again. I'm sorry about that, but let's move on. So with the new activators here, you can select from a drop-down menu and set how many activators you want to use. Right now, I have all my animations set up and ready for use. So let's move on. So right in the combos menu, I've already set up the combos too. So let's go into the meat of this tutorial video, and it's the activator setup menu. There are multiple basic events you can use: the key input, the mouse input, and button input. Button input is for to use Unity's input manager. I'll show that off later in the video. So let's add some basic key inputs. Alright. The K here signifies you're using a key input activator. So let's set what animations I want to use that activator for, and set the activator number I want to use for that. So let's use it at all defaults. The states here represent the default state of the button. You can hold down the button to perform stuff. The down state only catches the first frame when the button is down, and up state catches the frames when the button is up. Alright, let's use the default state for now, and use the A button. And let's set that. Right now GAC adds an event script to make our events work. So let's hit play, and right now I can do the basic combo here. Activator 1 1 1. So let's do that. I can either tap or I can hold it down because I've set the button state default. So that's the first. Let's stop playing. Let's do mouse input now. Let's set that to default too. Let's call Activator 1 again, and let's use the left mouse button. Let's set that, and let's start playing. Alright, now we are responding to mouse clicks. I can hold down the mouse button too, just as I set the state to default. And let's add a button input. And let's use the same thing, default. Now I need to know all the names, so let's go to my input manager here, and say I want to fire say I want to use this button here that I've set up. Let's do that. Let's call fire 1. Let's go back and type that in. Watch me fight with this thing. Let me just do that. Fire 1. let's set that to default. Right now, Fire 1 is set to Control 2 to use the left control button. So let's use that right now. Alright, so using the control button I can do the same thing. I can also hold it down to do the same thing. Alright, those are the three basic setups. This new version also supports the DFGUI asset. You can load that in and have GAC work with it for your buttons and your other events. So let's first things first, we have to make sure we're gonna delete. We're gonna go into the editor menu. We're gonna remove this default editor here. So let's make sure, let's click off that and click off that. Let's delete that there. And let's go into the input sources. You can always reload the default editor, but let's load the DFGUI one. Import that. Have that loaded. Alright. Let's close that up. Let's go back into our menus. And let's go back to Activator Setup. And now we should have a fourth drop-down selection. So let's select DFGUI and add that. And now we have a DFGUI event to set up. I've already went ahead and created two buttons for this purpose. The first button and the second button here. Let's click back that. And all you need to do is drag your game object GUIs in to that slot, and then you'll be able to access all of DFGUI's events. So let's just access the click event, and let's have that first button set to call attack 1. Let's add another DFGUI event. That second button, let me make sure I'm selecting the right buttons here. First button, second button, yep. And let's go back to the GAC pack. And that second button we can use, actually, yes. Let's use that second button to call Activator 2 on click. Alright. Let's delete these here because they're going to interfere with my button pushes, because this button calls the same clicks here. And let's delete this mouse one here. We don't need those for now. Actually, we don't need a keyboard either. Alright, so now let's do this combo here. Let's go back. This combo says we're supposed to do Activator 2, 2, and then 1. So that's button, let's go back to Activator here. That's button 2, and then button 1. Alright, let's hit play. Alright. Now we have button 2. So let's call that combo that we have set up. So hit button 2 twice and then button 1 once. Okay, now we have those done using the DFGUI buttons. It's pretty convenient, and I hope you guys like to use the Activators setup menu. I know I do. There's going to be more support coming from other GUI systems and mouse events, touch events. Look forward to those in future updates, and thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.